What was the draw for you to this material? What made you want to be part of it and also to play your particular characters?
This is a really long list on this one. The producers that were involved, I've really been wanting to work with David Gordon Green and sort of stalking him to be a part of his projects. I think they're really interesting and odd, and he's a really great filmmaker. And having done that, the process, the way he works too, was incredibly gratifying and fun. The cast that was involved with it, really great group of people who I wanted to work with. The story, the script, Peter, excuse me, Peter's last movie I had just worked on, so I just met Peter. I think he's incredibly smart, and the script was funny. I mean, I could go on forever. Like, there's so many things about this movie was the reason why I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. All those elements and the cast that came together, so many amazing character actors, and just like people that I've always admired. So I leapt at the chance.
And also, for you, like, ballsy, strong women really kind of leading the way in this film.
Totally. I mean, Sandra Bullock's character is a true protagonist. I think a lot of the time when you see a woman in the lead of a film, she's actually the girlfriend of the lead or the wife of the lead. To see her actually be the protagonist was really cool. And she's an incredible leader on set. She's just very committed to the work. She's always bringing comedy into the situation in a way that elevates the material instead of undercuts it. She's so smart. She's so kind. She's so genuine. I think both of us can't sing her praises enough.
When you say she's bringing comedy in, that's kind of on a physical, I think it's kind of physical
Yeah.
and emotional
Physical
for
comedy.
her rather than...
But it's like every day, every single scene, she comes up with like 4 or 5, like, maybe I can try this gag, maybe I can try this thing, maybe I can try this, and she's just incredibly creative when it comes down to those things of, here's a scene that's only five lines, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Sandy comes in and brings all this stuff to it and changes it up, and she's just really, really a pro at that.
I really got the feeling that the director was someone who made it an open environment for that to happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. But with that being said, she's incredibly creative at bringing her own ideas and her little quirks and stuff like that really just build and make a performance in all of her films,
So tell me a little bit about your characters, why they find themselves in Bolivia, where they fit in the film.
Yeah, I play LeBlanc, who is a kind of analyst who's brought in by Jane Bodine, Sandra Bullock's character, to dig up dirt on the candidates. She's very smart, and she holds her cards very close to her chest as a way of maintaining power. She's also pretty ruthless in her doings.
I play Buckley, this is his first campaign ever. He comes from an ad exec or marketing world, and he sort of thinks he's the smartest one in the room, and gets down to Bolivia and realizes that he pretends to know everything about everything and doesn't really know anything about much of anything. And as well as he's constantly trying to keep up with Jane's pacing once she starts getting rolling. Yeah, it was really fun.
How did you go about researching those characters and preparing for them?
I did commercials for 10 years, so I had numerous meetings and worked a lot with ad execs and creative execs. This is definitely a caricature of that, of you know what I mean? This isn't based on...
All of those people.
Yeah, and more of like a comedic take on it. I think that those guys are really, really smart and incredibly intelligent in the way they think and work, but that was one of the things that really excited me about it. It's like, I think I've met these guys before. I know these guys, let me take this and put a spin on it.
You maybe not met people like...
Well, in a way, I feel like I have. I went to Yale for my undergraduate, and I met so many people that went on to work in government in one way or another, or went on to be consultants for banks and law firms. And so I sort of spent 4 years surrounded by people like this. So it felt...
Ooh, I feel bad for you.
Well, I do have some friends from college. No, it's interesting to watch people who are not operating emotionally, but rather from their minds almost exclusively.
Lovely. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it, so
Thank you.
Great,
Thanks
you
so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,